What is up, guys? It's Amir from Panelfly here, and today we're going to break down the new issue of Absolute Flash. So, I haven't actually broke down any of the other issues of Absolute Flash, Absolute Batman. Um, the, I'm I'm kind of following Absolute Wonder Woman and Martian Manhunter. But I would say I'm following closely Absolute Flash and Absolute Batman. So I'm probably going to start doing breakdowns for those. I wanted to do a breakdown for the newest issue of Lost Fantasy, like I've been doing, just because I find that the most interesting. I love indie comics, even though Image really isn't indie. But it's from the creator Kurt Pyers, who owns like a content studio as well, and he's a pretty good writer. He's actually coming out with another um series called, I want to say it's like Firebright. Let me actually see. I want to say it's Firebright. I've got the new issue here, but I don't have the digital copy because it's not out yet, and usually it comes out, I feel like, day of. So I'm a little bit confused about that. Not too sure. Okay, so it's called Fireborn. He's coming out with a new series called Fireborn, and I think he even has a Kickstarter of another new series. He is really, really active right now. I actually hit him up to potentially pitch a comic series to him. Um, I I guess a quick update. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but I've been working on a graphic novel. I haven't showed you yet. The other comic I've showed y'all is just when I'm working to build my portfolio. But I have been working on a graphic novel. It's edited by Steve Stern, who created Zen the Intergalactic Ninja. If you remember, like, if you grew up when I grew up, you probably played the Nintendo game. I played the Nintendo game. That's how I even know it. Um, that's his claim to fame. It was a big comic book series back in the '90s, and it had merch, toys. It had, again, a Nintendo game, all that. So he's my editor, and my artist is Jim Fern, who was a penciler and inker back in, I want to say, like the late '80s, early '90s for Marvel and DC. And that's what I've been working on. And crazy enough, I pitched the idea to the agent or the agency of George R. R. Martin, the guy who gave us Game of Thrones, all of that right there, House of Dragon, and Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and they actually liked it. Um, but they're picky. Obviously, they don't want to sign or represent up and coming writers unless you have basically a. You know what's so funny? So basically, unless you can get a recommendation from either another literary agent or a someone notable in the industry, but preferably a literary agent, they won't sign you, and they're a literary agency themselves, which makes no sense. It's ass backwards. It's like, if I can get a literary agency to recommend me to you, then what do I need you for as a literary agency? It's like, bro, what is going on here? You know what's so funny is I'm actually living the life right now of Dunk. He's trying to get a lord to vouch for him so he can fight an attorney. And guess what? I am trying to get a literary agent to vouch for me so I can publish my comic and get represented, my graphic novel, and get represented by a literary agency. I'm literally living the same story as Dunk. It is absolutely wild. It is crazy. And I am just like, what is going on? So I'm literally hitting up all my connections. For most of you, if you don't know, I started multiple businesses. I've had one multi-million dollar business, um, and became Forbes 30 under 30, all that good stuff. I don't like to brag about myself. I try not to sell myself. I'm just a person, really. I really am. Um, and then pretty much exited that to my investors. Still run it a little bit, but my investors took majority control, and they own the business pretty much. And honestly, we're probably going to exit or shut it down because they are just absolutely not doing anything with it. And then I have this other business, Panelfly, which is just like a marketplace for comics. It's nothing huge. It's just something I passionate about and try to help people. But anyways, enough about me. So I am trying to sell myself to these literary agents and go. I'm just going down the rabbit hole with them, and I'm trying to hit up everyone in my network, which I know a few people here and there. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. So I'm doing that, and man, has it been a challenge. It's literally been the story of Dunk, is all I'm trying to say. He knows a few people here and there. He was squire for a night, but no luck, and that's really the same for me. So I'm just trying to figure things out. So Kurt, if you're watching, man, please read my DM. Let's uh let's take this to the moon. Let's take it to the moon, man. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of Absolute Flash. But before we do, if you've been liking my content, please please subscribe, please comment your thoughts, start a conversation with me. I just want to hear what y'all got going on. I brand myself as a complete normal person. I don't care. I'm just a guy trying to make it um, with basically doing a career transition because, again, I had my own business, exited to my investors, wanted something to do in the meantime, so did tech sales. That's what I'm doing currently, which is cool and it pays pretty good, but it's not something I'm passionate about. And now I'm trying to transition my career into writing. That's what I want to do. Like that's what I'm looking forward to doing. But man, you already have to be in the industry. It's like, yeah, sure, I'm Forbes 30 under 30, blah blah blah, whatever. They don't care. Like you have to be someone in the industry, in the entertainment industry already. And it's like, man, like, okay, I'm sorry, I picked the wrong industry to make it in. Like what? Okay, whatever. Anyways, enough about me. Um, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of Absolute Flash. So I'm gonna start doing the Absolute series. I was trying not to do it. I wanted to do indie stuff because there's a lot of creators already doing it out there. But it is a good story. I feel like the Absolute Universe and something I'm reading. So I figure like why not just do something I'm reading as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you don't know, I'm not gonna go from issue one. I'm just gonna start from the newest issue. But the Absolute Flash is Wally West, and let's go ahead and get into it. Ooh, what is this? Ooh, Mama! If you ever watch, what's it called? Beyond Wednesdays, you know what I'm talking about. That was an inside joke. Anyways, so basically, Wally West, the Flash, has basically entered into what's called, I believe it's called the Still Point, which is basically, I guess, the Omega energy of the universe. I mean, you could probably even call it heaven. And basically, this is what governs the world. It's kind of Omega's version of the Still Force. Um, and so basically, he's meeting Barry Allen, who was the scientist who discovered this and who basically turned Wally West into the Flash incidentally. You know what I mean? Um, and so they're basically being cordial, talking about what the hell's going on and what is this place. Um, and then Wally's like, "This means nothing to me. I don't know what the hell this is. I don't know what's going on. Like, explain everything to me." And basically, there's other people who have discovered this place, other scientists in other universes, and they speak different languages. They're different races, different species, all of that. And so he's explaining it to Wally. Um, Again, this is called the Still Point. And then we go back to the lab, and this is, I guess, the absolute version of Reverse Flash, who's basically like this freaking demon monster. um, and basically, he's just like, I think he somehow met Darkseid, who created the Absolute Universe, essentially. And so, anyways, we got the whole motley crew here, trying to figure out what's going on and basically stop what's happening. And so we see them just, they're trying to get out, they're trying to figure out what's going on. And then we get little Gorilla Grodd here, or Monkey Grodd, I guess you could say, in the Absolute Universe. It's kind of funny. Um, and back to the lab. And this is, oh God, you know I'm bad with names. The granddaughter here, and Eleanor, and whatever her last name. What is it? Eleanor Thawne or something? Thawne? Eleanor Thawne. And basically the traitor, whatever fucking her name is. You know I'm bad with names. I don't fucking pay attention to names. I pay attention to story and plot. Anyways, so they're basically Barry Allen is basically explaining more, and basically explains that you can get turned into a monster here, um, and basically that's what happened to what's his name, that Reverse Flash. I forgot his name, Idiot Dawn or whatever the hell it is. And so then he shows them. I don't know where they're going with this. We'll probably find out in the next issue. But this black hole, essentially like a mini black hole in the center of this still point, and basically, I guess this is what turned Reverse Flash into the monster he is, which is kind of weird. But I guess basically, the longer you stay here as a human, because anyone who's been here has pretty much died and turned into the spirit form, energy form, except for Wally West and Reverse Flash. And so he's explaining, Barry Allen is explaining basically what this black hole is, what this world can do to you. And Wally West is like, oh, so I'll be damned too, like Reverse Flash, because he's seen this before, because he can cross through multiple timelines, or he can cross through, I guess, past, present, and future. And so Barry Allen's like, yes, essentially that's what we're warning you of, and I'm dead. I can't leave this place. And then we're back to the lab. Thawne, that's his name. Idiot Thawne, I believe. What was that Reverse Flash's name? Anyways, and they help Wally West's dad escape. Or the guards do, and Wally West's dad meets up with the crew. Anyways, so basically they try and fight him, and then old traitor girl here, whatever the freak her name is basically coming up with a way to open up a portal to send him back, send Reverse Flash back, this demon monster. And whatever this girl's name is, I forgot. She tries to be hero, loses her legs, I guess, in the battle, and old traitor girl here finds or starts the portal up again. And this whole time, the Reverse Flash is saying like God saw God, and he's basically saying that I think he saw Darkseid. And anyways, Absolute Flash, yeah, Absolute Flash, Wally West makes it back essentially, and he's basically saying I've seen what you are, which I don't think we really saw. Obviously, Barry Allen was trying to explain it, but I don't think we really saw what happened. So I'm thinking in the next issue, Wally West is going to fight him, and the traitor girl, whatever her name is going to send him back to whatever the still point is. But we're also going to see like how the grandfather, Idiot's thought or whatever, Reverse Flash, became the way he is. And so that's what's happened. And I guess we're going to see how Wally West came back to the lab, because they never really explained that. You know what I'm saying? It kind of just, it literally just goes from being here. You know, old boy Barry Allen explains, you know, what this black hole is, you know, what the Schwarzschild radius is, which is actually a real scientist in real life who came up with the, like, basically the event horizon of a black hole and things like that. And so I'm assuming we're going to get a lot of answers in the next issue, because this one just kind of set up a bunch of stuff. And that was really it. It's actually a quick issue. I honestly felt like it was shorter than normal. But maybe that's because I read Lost Fantasy before, which was a longer issue, I believe. So anyways, that's really the issue. I'm really, so guys, if I had to recommend any comics in the Absolute Universe, 100%, no freaking doubt, Absolute Batman, and then Absolute Flash. Um, Absolute Martian Manhunter, it's very interesting. Denise Camp is good, obviously, or Dennis Camp is good. Sorry. Um, he's a very quirky, interesting dude. He's a good writer. But Martian Manhunter is it's a bit hard to follow. Not gonna lie. Um, I would say if you want like easy to follow, cool action, great story, still great characters, Absolute Batman, Absolute Flash, and then I would say Absolute Wonder Woman. I think those are the three I would recommend. Absolute Martian Manhunter is definitely for the more open-minded readers. And then Absolute Green Lantern, I'm not up to date. I think I stopped after issue. Ooh, I forgot what issue. Um, but it didn't really interest me as much, and I've never been a Green Lantern guy, to be honest. Um, so take that for what it is. I haven't read the new Absolute Wonder Woman, but I heard they introduced the Absolute Suicide Squad in it, so might have to check that out. I'm not as up to date too as Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Batman, and Absolute Flash. I'm up to date though. Um, I think that's it for the Absolute universe. So check it out. I mean, it's fun, man. Like if you're not into comics, read some freaking comics, man. Pick some up. Check it out. It's cool. Again, you know what? I try to just get y'all interested enough, give y'all a brief explainer, but I want you to go read or watch everything I recommend. Like I don't want to just spoil everything for you, even though sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, sometimes I don't remember the names. Because I'm just a guy trying to have fun in life, man. I'm 30 and I've accomplished some things in life. There's some things I want to accomplish more. But guys, I just try to have fun, enjoy life a little bit. So that's what I've been up to. But anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna do the Lost Fantasy for sure. I know I need to do Exquisite Corpses, but kind of fell off with it. It hasn't interested me as much. The first, several issues were great, and then it's just like, all right, repetitive, kind of boring. But definitely going to do the next Lost Fantasy issue, which already came out. I've read the physical copy, which I have. I just showed you, but it hasn't came out digitally, so I can show you cleanly. So I'm waiting for that. So, anyways, but all right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I know, like, my videos aren't the most professional or greatest, but I'm just trying to be like a real dude with y'all. So I don't know. But anyways, guys, if you can like, comment, subscribe, man, I would appreciate it. Like, why the hell not? Like, throw your boy some love. Like, let's just get a dude like in it, man. Um, you know what I mean? I don't know what I mean. Anyways, all right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. This is Amir from Panelfly here, and I'll see ya.